Hello and good evening and welcome to McCrory Property Group's YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over Wise County Central Appraisal District and how to do your protests on your taxes for your county taxes, as well as the way I go about doing protests. Just kind of an easy way to do it. First thing you'd want to do is grab a piece of paper and a pencil, go around the neighborhood, drive and find homes that look similar to your home, because we're going to do comparison. You're going to want to write down probably at least 3 different properties. You could do more if you're able to find more. I mean, more is always going to help you to be able to make your argument. Sorry, this is going to keep going off. Just notifications. Right here, once you go to the website Wise County CAD, you can just Google it, Wise CAD, and there it is, wise-cad.com. And you go to the interactive map. It's going to pull up Decatur. It's going to give a little disclaimer. Just get rid of the disclaimer and then go down to wherever your location is. In our particular case, it's right here. You know, you got Live Oak, you got Brook, Knoll, Pasture, Crest, Hillcrest, and then as well as the new addition 4010. It's all right here. Our whole neighborhood, just right there. Boom. And what you'll do is you'll just pick a random well, I'm not going to do this, but you can just select a property, go to view more property information, it pulls up all the information. Now, this is all public record, but just for convenience sake, I don't want to be going and diving into a bunch of people's information. But you're able to view whoever's information on what they're getting taxed, how the appraiser came out and appraised their house. So you're able to look at all the different illustrations of what somebody's at and what they're doing. The other thing is it'll show like what the shops are worth, what pools are worth. They've got all kinds of concrete. They have all the values in there. And that's all done, again, through the interactive map. Now, here in probably a month or so, you're going to get a little piece of paper that's going to have your actual, like, hey, this is what your taxes are for this year. And you can go and file your protest. Well, to do your protest online, you can go to online protests. So you would click here. After you click there, it pulls this up right here. So you can see I did my protest in 2022, and it says status withdrawn. And the reason it says status withdrawn is because when I originally did mine back last year, they called me, and I went through the whole rigmarole of making arguments and everything, and so then they asked me if I wanted to withdraw my my protest, and so I said yes, I'll withdraw my protest. After going through the rigmarole with them, I got them down a little bit, but it wasn't a whole lot. But here's the thing: anything that you're able to get them down is going to save you. But the biggest thing is having that homestead exemption. You definitely want to have your homestead exemption. That's going to save you big time money, because they're only able to increase your taxable rate from last year to this year by 10%, and then as well as you get a discount on the ISD taxes. So instead of being subject to the market value of the property, otherwise they'll just tax you at the market value. And so if the market went up $50,000 or whatever the case may be, back in COVID it was like $100,000. So save you a lot of money on your taxes. Even though our tax rate in our particular neighborhood is like 1.5% or something. The homes up on the north side are going to be a little bit higher because they're going to have mud taxes for the water that they had installed up there. But for us down here, it's going to be a little cheaper. Anyways, so you would do that, and then you would go to create new protest. Now, this is the thing. This is why you're going to need this piece of paper that they're going to send you, because it's going to have your property ID and it's going to have that e-file PIN number, and you need both those informations. Once you have that, to type that in, then you would start the protest process. Excuse me. So once you have all that going, then you just basically, you can write in, hey, this is my, like, they know who your property is. You just go in and you just write a little excerpt. hey, property so and so, and you can use a property ID, which you can get again off of here. These are all property IDs. So you click here, okay, parcels, and like it's got all the information inside these documents. There's a property ID right there, right there. Whoops, didn't want to do that. So you get all that information there and be like, all right, property ID, blah 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 blah, was taxed at such and such price. This property was taxed at such and such price, and you can kind of break it down. If you wanted to, you could divide what your square footage that they assessed you at, and you can make the changes there. If they've got you assessed for more bedrooms or bathrooms than what you have, then you could make an argument there. Hey, I've got one less bathroom, I've got one less bedroom, or you're just making an argument. That's what you're trying to do. Just make a logical, sensical argument to the appraiser, and then you submit it, and then you're once you're submitted, you're good. They'll review it, and then they'll get back with you on it. So until you've either, with like in my case where mine right here says withdrawn, then it's either going to be like withdrawn or accepted, pretty much is what it's going to end up being, the outcomes. So once you have that outcome that's positive, then it's going to obviously reduce your taxable bill, which is the goal, because it's free money is what it is really for the whole year. So anything that you can knock off your appraised value is going to knock off your taxes based on whatever the rate. In our case, like I said, it's about 1.5%. So it's just going to knock it off, which is a good thing, a very good thing. The other thing we can talk about as well, since we're here, is forms, and then going down right here should be under other exemptions, should be homestead exemptions. Oh, there it is, homestead, general residence, and homestead exemption, including age 65. So you click that, and then here's the form itself. Now you could do like in a PDF file, kind of what this is in Adobe, but you could fill all that out, print it out, go deliver it to them over at the CAD's office, or you can email it to them. And I do believe they have their email on here. Yeah. They may want you to send it somewhere else. It's probably easier just to call them. Oh, right here, Wise Homesteads. There you go. That's just going to pull up garbage. But yeah, you could just email them that form, and you'd be good to go. After that, you may have to scan it back in, but you can, if you've got an iPhone, you can scan it after printing it out and use your documents and do it that way. Or if you've got a scanner, kudos to you. But anyway, so there's that. There's the homestead exemption form that you would want to apply for. And I think, I forget what the deadline is. The deadline's coming up though to file one. You definitely want to get one in though. Let's see if this says though when the deadline is. No, it's not saying on here, but I know it's coming up. The deadline's coming up pretty quick. So just be aware of that. So just again to review, interactive map, that's going to be your best friend. You get a lot of information off this interactive map. You just got to know where to look. Like obviously you got to find your location, but if you know where you live, know how to read a map, fairly simple, fairly straightforward, and you can pull up all the taxes you want to pull them up right here and there. The big thing is just finding the comparable properties, and if you need help with that, reach out to either myself or my wife, and we can help you find comparables. That's usually pretty easy to do as well for comparable properties in the neighborhood. Anyways, so feel free to reach out. Good number to reach us at 926-8826. Or I'm sorry, 972-972-8826. Boy, I'll say that again. 972-972-8826. Got all these numbers running in my mind. McCrory Property Group 8826 is what it is, but you can email us there. But other than that, that's all I've got. Have a great evening.